His father is Jonah and his mother is Joanna. So parang natatugma ng murag twin. And then he had his famous brother, Simon Peter. His occupation is a fisherman before he became the apostle of Jesus. Now let's take a look at Andrew's attitudes and characteristics. I divided these into two, the strength and the weaknesses. So the characteristic and attitude exemplified in the life of Apostle Andrew is the first principle of self-management. This is the spiritual desire. Andrew was sensitive to the things of God and wanted to have fellowship with God. That Andrew spent so much time with holy men showed that he had spiritual desire to follow or to have fellowship with those who are holy. This desire is seen in the book of John, John's account of Andrew's relationship with John the Baptist, and then later on with Jesus of Nazareth. A second characteristic of self-management demonstrated in the life of Andrew was his teachability. Andrew showed that he was teachable in that when told to do so by his previous mentor, John the Baptist, he immediately followed Jesus. That time, Andrew was with John the Baptist. But when Jesus came near, it was when John the Baptist told Andrew that this person is the Lamb of God. So Jesus is the Lamb of God. Andrew was very curious who really Jesus is. So he spent the night with God and later on found out that the person that John the Baptist was referring to was really the Messiah. The third attitude in the life of this follower of Jesus was his availability. Andrew's availability was seen in his willingness to follow Jesus at John the Baptist's bidding. And then again, when Jesus called his brother Simon Peter and came away from fishing to be fishers of men, they left their nets and followed God. Another principle of self-management by Andrew was faith. As we know that faith is believing in what is unseen. It is a fully accepting proposed outcome before its fulfillment. One biblical author said that without faith, it is impossible to please God because one must believe that God exists and that rewards those who seek Jesus. When Jesus was here on earth, kabalutan no nga, dili rich si Jesus, di ba? He has no money, no fancy house, he don't even have a job. There was no earthly reason for Andrew to be following Christ, but what did he do? Because of faith, he left everything behind just to follow God. The fifth attitude was friendliness. Andrew was kind and friendly and was quick to accept others. And this is shown as the one who introduced others to Jesus. So the stories that we have here that Andrew is introducing others to Jesus was first is that he introduced Peter to Christ. And then the next one was when he introduced the boy to Jesus. And Andrew introduced the Greeks or the foreigners at the time to Jesus. The next is Andrew was a solution-oriented. One time, after Jesus had been teaching the people for many hours, his disciples came to him and advised the crowd to be sent away. Siguro that was already lunchtime and everybody was hungry. And the disciples thought that Jesus was also hungry. So the disciples told Jesus to send the crowd away. But what did Jesus say? Di ba nilingon si Jesus na
Pakanan ninyo ang mga tao. So na-shock ang mga disciples. Di ba? If you are a coordinator, makulbaan dyan ka, asa ko mangitag pagkaon? Asa ko mangitag kwarta para magpalit o pagkaon para ani? And it is not just a small crowd, actually. It is a crowd of 5,000 people.
So they were so worried.
But you know what happened to Andrew? Si Andrew, nangita siya og somebody nga naibalon. He saw the boy with the 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread. So he went to the boy and told him kung pwede ba ma-introduce niya siya kay Jesus. So at that time, he brought the boy to Jesus because kabalo mo, si Andrew at that time, nagtuog yun siya na ang iyang teacher is the Son of God. So he knew that God can make miracles out of that little food that he found. So, of course, you know the story nga gi-bless ni Jesus ang katong food and that they were able to feed the 5,000 people. So, in that way, Andrew showed us that he was a solution-oriented. The last from this trend is global-oriented. Andrew realized that the good news of Jesus was for every man, for every woman and child, every tribe, every tongue, every nation around the world. Most of Jesus' disciples believed that Jesus had come to restore the earthly kingdom of Israel. They did not believe that Jesus was for foreigners too. However, Andrew showed a global outlook by ushering the foreigners to meet Jesus. Now let's go to the weakness. In the Bible, we only have one recorded weakness of Andrew. And like the other disciples, Andrew also abandoned Jesus during his trial and crucifix. Andrew was not there for Jesus in this time of need. So, maura po na siya ang record sa Bible. Now, let's see, Andrew's death. It is believed that he was martyred by crucifixion in the city of Patras, which was on the northern coast of Peloponnese, which was in Greece. There was no record in the Bible how he was or how he died. From what we know from church history and tradition, Andrew kept bringing people to Christ even after Christ's death. He never seemed to care about putting his own life at risk. It is interesting that he was crucified like Christ, but in the pattern or shape of an X. So, kanang na-picture din ana siya crucified, which was often a Christian symbol and is now known as Saint Peter's Cross, because it was said that Andrew, like his brother Peter, considered himself unworthy of being crucified in the same manner as Christ was. So the next thing that we are going to learn is the lessons from the life of Andrew. So we have 10 lessons from the life of Andrew. Siguro ang uban sa ato makarelate ani. I was not able to see ang personality ni Andrew. Like Peter is a sanguine. Si Thaddeus, wala siya bilan. And so, ang ubang nga disciples, naagyo yung mga specific personality. But kay Andrew, wala tayo specific na personality. But we have these 10 lessons from the life of Andrew. So lesson 1, humility is needed to answer the call of God. For you see your calling, brethren, that not many wise according to the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But God has chosen the foolish things of the world to put to shame the wise, and God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world, and the things which are despised God has chosen, and the things which are not, to bring to nothing the things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. Here's one of the greatest truths we learn from when it comes to God's calling. He needs to humble us first before he can change us. Andrew, as fisherman, has nothing to boast. He isn't rich. He isn't learned. He isn't a famous person who looked up to. In the eyes of the world, Andrew is no one. Di ba dili kaayo famous si Andrew? But in God's sight, he is someone. God cannot use people who are proud and full of themselves. If a person doesn't see the need of God, if he is sufficient and could not see his true richness, then it would be difficult for a person to seek his Creator. As Christians, we must learn this vital lesson from the life of Andrew. If you want to be a follower of Christ, then you need to humble yourself. Lesson number 2 is do not delay your conversion. We know many are called, but few are chosen. That is found in Matthew 22:14. Revelation adds that they are not just called and chosen, but also faithful. The Apostle Andrew would not have been chosen or faithful if he didn't first answer the call. Andrew and his brother Peter didn't think twice to follow Christ immediately when they were called. So what they do? They immediately left their nets and followed him. We read of Andrew's calling in Matthew 4, and Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee, two brothers, Simon Peter and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Then he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." And they immediately left their nets and followed God. We would never think that there is a better time to answer God's calling. The better time to answer God's calling actually is now. Why? Because time is limited. Even if you are at a young age and in perfect health, you never know when your life will end. Dili kita kabalo kung sa tama wala diri sa kalimutan, right? Time will come when answering God's call would be too late. Answer God's calling as early as possible, and you will not just save yourself from many pains, but you will experience a more blessed and joyous life. Lesson number 3 is constantly seek God in your life. We read in John 1:40 that Andrew was a follower of John the Baptist first. As he learned from John that Jesus is indeed the promised Messiah, Andrew went to his brother Peter and said to him, "We have found the Messiah." Now, do you have a brother or a sister? So, kinsa sa inyo ha, ang naay igsoon diri. If yes, you know that siblings can be a blessing and a pain. Diba? When growing up, you see each other every day. You see the good and the bad. Let's be honest. Diba, ang unsa ang dili maayo mo, yun na permi ang mugawas. Mo yun na permi ang murag kumbaga mulahutay, mudugay. I'm sure Andrew experienced this too, but when he found the Messiah, he saw beyond his brother's faults. He saw potential. He saw that Jesus could make him a redeemed child of God, a fisher of men, and also became a rock of our church. What would the church look like if Andrew hadn't looked past the faults and fears of his brother? Aren't you glad that Andrew introduced Peter to Jesus? Lesson number 4 is God can use us to call more people to this church. Now, never estimate the power or underestimate the power of our example. As a result of Andrew's zeal, He became an instrument to bring his brother Peter to be part of Christ's inner circle. So kabalo mo kinsa ang inner circle ni Christ? Ni Jesus? Tulura gid na sila. Si Peter, si James, o si John. Di ba nawala si Andrew? Which is supposed to be upat. Pero si Andrew, wala na siya na-appeal sa inner circle. We read in John how he excitedly told Peter when he found Christ. After that, he gladly brought Peter to the presence of Jesus. Christ told us to be followers, not just to warm our seats during church services. He called us to let our light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Sometimes, it seems to us that preaching the gospel is useless. Murag, kapuyon po ta ba nga, sige ko buwani, wala man lang ihapoy, mutuo sa ako diba? After sharing God's words with others, it seems that no one is responding to God's call. Usahay ko no, mag-crusade ta, murag mag-uot ta kung gawin lang akong mabautismuhan. Diba? However, God still called us to sow the seed in people's heart. It is not our job anymore to convert them. That is already God's prerogative. Maybe we don't see the seed sprouting yet, but in God's perfect time, that seed will grow and bear fruits in ways we can never imagine, just like what we learned from the parable of the growing seed. So continue to keep God's word. Live the life He has called you to live, and let our light shine before or to the world. Lesson 5 is salvation is for the Gentiles as well. We read a story when Andrew introduced some Greeks to Jesus Christ. Now there were some Greeks among those who went up to worship at the festival. They came to Philip. So kining mga foreigners, wala yun dahil sila ni diretso kay Andrew. Ni adto ni sila, ni diretso ni sila dito kay Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee with a request. Sir, they said, we would like to see Jesus. So si Philip, wala siya naratol. Wala siya kabalo kung sa iyang buhaton. So instead of bringing the foreigners to Jesus, asa niya gidala? Gidala niya kay Andrew. It is worth nothing that both the names of Andrew and Philip are Greek names. Now that they have some Greeks who also want to be acquainted with the Redeemer of the earth, Andrew and Philip didn't deny them of such privilege. During Christ's time, there was a pervasive thinking that those who are not part of the commonwealth of Israel are unclean. So nasalingan ang pagkuna-una, no? They don't have the right to salvation. However, that is not God's plan. Yes, God started working with a small group. So, di ba, na siya disciples, group of disciples, 12 lang din sila kabo. But eventually, the nation, He wanted eventually the nation of Israel. But with the clear intent from the beginning to extend the salvation to the Gentile world. The Greek men desired to see Jesus through Andrew. This man found a Savior and got close to him. This instance in the life of Andrew teaches that we must never think that it is all about us. It is not enough to just be part of the church or the company, but we must fulfill our commission to preach the gospel and let God call more people through our effort. Okay, let's go to lesson number 6. We must be watchful of the signs of age. Tell us, when will these things be, and what will be the sign when all these things will be fulfilled? There is no doubt mankind has been fascinated to knowing what the future holds. It seems natural to us to desire how things will unfold or what will happen in the days to come. Looking at the current condition of our world today, it is easy to get discouraged and sad. We have given a front seat to watch all the horrible crimes,
the wars, the calamities, and other things that is happening here on earth. As disheartening the events in this world could be, God wants us to not only watch, but to watch and pray, lest we enter into temptation. That's why Jesus responded by saying in Mark 13:5, "Watch out that no one deceives you." Now notice that we don't just watch, pero isa, watch and pray. So we also have to pray. It is not enough to know the signs of the age. Watch